Okay, so I want you guys to do an exercise with me. All right, everybody close your eyes. Here's what we're going to do. I want you guys to pretend that you died today. That today is the day of your passing. I want you to close your eyes and pretend that you've just found out that you're dead and you are now looking back on your life. Everybody go ahead and take a couple seconds and look back on your life. Reflect. Now, as you look back and reflect, I want you to reflect on the possibility that maybe there is more you could have done. And if so, think of some of those incidents in which you could have done more. Now, how many of you, looking back, feel like there is much more you could have done? So now, how about, let's come back to Earth. Open your eyes. Nobody's dead anymore. Everybody's still here. So now that same thing applies. Everything that you just thought still applies. Everything that you just thought of that you could have done more for or of or with, all of that still exists. You still could have done more whether you are alive or dead today. So now let's start to shrink the scale. Let's think just within this last year. Is there more that you could have done? Not just for the sake of doing more, but for the sake of improving either yourself or your life or the lives of those around you. Is there more within the last year that you could have done to improve anybody's situation, particularly your own? But I thought, see, a lot of people. Okay, again, let us keep shrinking. Let's downsize. Okay, within the last month, is there more that you could have done? Yes, right? So now I think you see where I'm going with this. Within the last week, there is more that you could have done. Within the last day, there is more that you could have done to improve yourself or the lives of others around you. Every day, there is more that you can do. And if you can look at it that way, you will see it as not only much more possible to do the things that are required in order for your life to get better or the lives of the people around you to get better, but probable, likely, you will see it as your must. You know, Tony Robbins says people's lives change when their shoulds become their must. And that's the case here. Like, think, what if death showed up on your door and said, I'll let you live. Today's your day, but I'm going to let you live because I know you have greatness in you that you just haven't let out yet. You have something. So think of something, some purpose. And if you can find a good purpose, for as long as you have a good purpose, I'll let you stay alive. Oh boy, I'll tell you what, if that was the case, you would immediately come up with something. And I don't mean just some, pulled it out of my ass type of excuse. You would have a good reason. Okay, Death, I got it. Here's why you're going to let me go. Here's why you're going to put me back. And then by the time you get close to finishing that, you got to have another one or else he's going to come and take you. You got to have another task. So you start planning ahead. And you keep doing that until eventually your planning ahead gets so far ahead that you are planning this giant goal, this giant thing that you have to achieve, this giant task that you have to achieve, and you're planning it because it has all of these little stepping stone goals along the way, and each of those are going to be your reason for death to let you stay alive every day. So now the same thing here applies to the exercise we just did about looking back and asking if there's more I could have done. Whether you are alive or dead today, there is more you could have done within your life, within the last year, within the last month, within the last week, within the last day. And the same thing applies here. You don't have to have death telling you, oh, you know what, I'll let you live if you have a good purpose for living, in order for you to figure out a good purpose for living, in order for you to figure out an achievable task, something that you want to do, something that requires growth and effort and dedication, determination, things that you might not have, or muscles that maybe you haven't strengthened yet. but it's there for you. And if you thought to yourself the way that you would in that situation, where, you know what, if I have this purpose for living, I am going to stay alive and I'm going to live a good life, you would always find your purposes. You would be looking for things until, like I said, you would create this giant goal, this task that is made of other smaller tasks, lower level tasks that are going to eventually lead you to that. And then when you accomplish that giant thing, then finally you can die because you will eventually have achieved your life's goal. It's okay to think that way without having death knocking at your door. The problem is most people don't think that way without death knocking at their door. You know, and I know some of you out there are not doing these things and not thinking this way because of haters. Because of people out there who are hating on you, people out there who are telling you can't do it. Maybe they're laughing at you. Maybe whatever their issue is, I need you to remember that they're haters either because they tried and failed or because they didn't try at all. And they're hating on you because they see something in themselves that they are ashamed of and or afraid to nurture. It's not that they're ashamed of the good thing that they see in you. It's they're ashamed of the fact that they didn't nurture it in themselves, that they don't nurture it in themselves, and that in fact they ignore it. There are always going to be haters hating on you, hoping if you are being righteous, if you're doing the right thing, haters are always going to hate on you, and they're always going to hope for your downfall. They're always going to be watching and waiting and praying that you fuck it up so that their misery will have company. And when you are surrounded by haters and they are coming at you like a swarm of angry bees, when they're coming at you like an army of evil ants, when they are surrounding you like a horde of hungry zombies, what do? You out-nice those motherfuckers. That's what you do. You take a deep breath and you tell yourself, I am better than them because I don't hate, I congratulate. I am bigger than them because I don't need to make other people feel small in order for myself to feel big. You say, I'm stronger than them because I find or create my own strength. I don't need to steal it from other people. And then you remind yourself that they're confused and that they live an unhappy life, that they're hating on you because either they tried and failed or didn't try at all, and they see in you that you can do it. You can do whatever it is that they couldn't do, even if you don't even think about the thing that it is that they couldn't do. They know you could do it, and they're ashamed of themselves that they can't. So, you know what, when the haters come, don't come out swinging. Don't come out swinging. Come out with a smile on your face. Be as patient as you can and wear those motherfuckers down. In the words of Victor Frankenstein, that's right, Frankenstein, not Frankenstein. I'm referring to young Frankenstein here, Victor Frankenstein. We must accept our failures with quiet, dignity, and grace. But what I need you to understand here, people, is that when I say our failures, I don't necessarily mean the things that we tried and fucked up on, or the things that we didn't try at all. I don't necessarily mean the mistakes that we made or the areas where we gave up. What I mean, my friends, is that things in our lives, people included, can be failures. They can be our failures. If they are in our life, they're people we have to deal with, then they become our failures. Even if they're not something that we failed at, they become ours, and they are failures. And more often than not, those people are going to be your haters. Sometimes they're going to be your family members. Sometimes they're going to hate on you for valid reasons, and sometimes, most of the time, they're going to hate on you for no reason at all. So you just have to handle it with quiet dignity and grace. Outshine those people. Outsmile those people. And outflex those people when you work those muscles that those people don't have. When you work the muscles that are required to out-nice your haters. And then you show those motherfuckers how it's done.